Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? It's Rusty from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say, and I am still going to keep going at these mofos. There you go. There's my thumbnail picture up there, as you can see. Me with my horrible yellow shitty teeth. And there's a picture of Adam Smith, who used to work at Sky, next to me. That's what he looks like in real life. Yeah, that's right. Jigsaw. So it is what it is. What can you do? So we're just waiting for Andy to join us. He should be here in a second. Women love him, men want to be him. So where's Andy? Uh, Send him a text. Uh, no, where's Andy? He should be in. We're going to cover the Anthony Joshua Parker talk. People are saying it's a done deal. So we're going to see, aren't we? So come on, Andy, what are you doing? What do I think personally about Parker and Joshua? I think Parker deserves his title shot, but I think Caballel does as well. They're the two most deserving, aren't they? McCauley's out at pitcher now, and he spoilt himself. Joe Joyce shouldn't be nowhere near that fight. Neither should Moses A. Tomei. Jared Anderson and Frank Sanchez. No. Do I want to see Tyson Fury? No, I don't want to see him. Hello, Andy. How are you doing?
Not bad, pal, yourself.
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. Let me just
Oh,
here
nice.
we go. Let me just get me picture up. Women love me, men want to be me. uh, Have a look what we've got here. Right, that'll do me, won't it? Oh, yeah, that should do today.
Oh,
How you been, Andrew? Are you okay?
yeah, not bad. Just the usual rushing about, busy life. So
Yeah.
every every minute's valuable. I never seem to get to bed early these days. That's
You know
one
he's
thing
in.
or another.
You know he's in that back cave there, Andy, aren't you?
My back cave.
Steaming on the old Bonkaroonie.
Some of the commission guys think I'm a vampire, because I'm always
Goes out at night.
operating at the witching hour. Whoa.
Oh, Andy, we've got impressions now. What's happening to you? What's happened to you, Andy? This social media
Branching out,
has got to your head, hasn't it?
going to my head. I'm going bonkers.
Hey?
I'm going bonkers. Losing the plot.
What,
Boxing
what
can
are you
send
up
you that
to?
way, the way.
Hey?
Boxing can send you that way around the bend.
Oh, Jesus, that's what it's, it drive you crazy, won't it, boxing?
Aye.
Uh, right, let's get straight down to it. Have you been keep doing any swimming?
I was swimming tonight, and I've been doing body combat classes as well.
Yeah. Have you?
It's kind of jumping
What?
about to music, doing kind of boxing, kickboxing moves, and trying to remain coordinated with the instructor. That's the hardest bit.
Why don't you just do what I do, mate? Just get some circuit training done and get lean, get yourself fit, get yourself fitter. And I do swimming, biking, running, but circuit training. You know what? Once I've done it, I feel really good about myself. You know what I mean? You know, it only takes me about 24, 25 minutes now. It took me about
Yeah,
50 odd to do this little thing that I do at the moment. 50 odd minutes when I first started, but I think it's all in your breathing, isn't it, really? Stuff like
aye,
that.
yeah. I
But
mean, that class I go to was an hour, so and there's no much let up, so it's a good blast an hour on Saturday morning. So I'll keep doing that, but I need to do other stuff as well. It's just I go walking. I do kind of power walking now.
that's when you can get walking, that keeps you fit, mate.
At least it's less impact than running. It's better for the
Sometimes,
joints.
from knackered, I understand you on them videos. Sometimes your body can't do it every single day because of recovery. And I
Yeah.
send you videos of I'm just going to walk this last mile and a half or something because I'm just shattered sometimes.
Aye.
I'm in my mid-50s, so I'm a bit older than you. But
Just a wee bit, not much.
yeah, yeah, not much. But I like going out on mountain bike though. Now I'm into that. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm always doing school runs and stuff like that. So otherwise I would
You know what
cycle to
pisses me
work
off
in.
about school runs, Andy? Mums and dads that take, mainly mums that take the kids to school and it's like half a mile and they're taking them in cars and you can't move outside schools.
It's all full of Range Rovers or something.
Yeah, yeah. So they're only driving 0.7 mile or something and they have to do it in a big discovery. Uh, Thanks for doing that video regarding Sophie White. Go
Oh,
from
you're welcome, aye.
appeal thing. What Scott Brunt's doing for that girl, I think it's amazing. He's beating the drum, and he's certainly got my respect for what he's done for her. We're going to go on to talk about boxing now, though, and it's looking highly likely that it's going to be Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua for WBO. There's talk of Parker, they might upgrade him to full champion status and it be a defence against Joshua. Uh, because it looks like Usyk's going to have to vacate or they're going to strip him one or other. I think we've had Usyk now as undisputed. We're only ever going to get it for that one fight before they all started splitting it all up again. That's what they do to us. They did it with
Yeah.
Jermaine Taylor, didn't they, when he beat Hopkins?
Yeah.
Every time there's an undisputed, we only get it for one fight, unless it's Canelo. With everything else gets split up, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I just think that I'm not going to insult him and call him Super Bean, and I'm not going to go on about his pony stories about him leaving Sky and all that. I think everybody knows that what's gone on. The people in the know. He's a born
Yeah.
liar. Adam Smith, you're a born liar, and you know you are. And what I'm going to go and as for Juggies Oliver, you're a fucking joker. It's now a cesspit now. The fanboys, you saw the garden,
Oh,
Juggies Oliver speaking to Usyk, saying you were beating up and outboxing the best boxer in the world for 10 rounds. I mean, where is their heads at with this Fantasy Island stuff around Big Meech, Anthony Joshua?
yeah, well,
Talksport need to sack them. They're not deserving of a position like that. But everybody's scared. I don't know what it is with this media people. I bad my press pass took for asking questions that were just normal questions. But that was a long time ago. But these people, they are absolute shithouses and they know it, but they all want to stay in the mix because they can't get no else going in their fucking lives. Why would somebody like Adam Smith, who were 29 years at Sky Sports and we had a boxing for God knows how long, 15 years or something or whatever, why would he come out and say Anthony Joshua deserves that a title shot? He's just come off a shallacking and it wasn't even a competitive fight. He got flogged. I mean,
totally flogged,
absolutely
huh?
pinged all over the place.
Yeah.
He got outschooled by Usyk, and since the Usyk fight, he's had Franklin, which were a shit feast. Wallin and Elenius, his former sparring partners, had done over 200 rounds with one and over 300 rounds with other. And then Garno in his second fight, and then he lost to
Yeah.
Zabor, got knocked about, got dropped several times. How can they come out with that? I know Simon Jordan didn't so much set about them. He put them in the place, but they were just
Yeah.
people that bias to the friends that they can't do the jobs. And how are these people employed by Talk? I want to know how you lot are getting gigs at Talksport. Juggies Oliver and how Super Bean are getting jobs at. Are they getting gigs at Talksport? A big platform like that, and they're showing the sense. I don't know. Help me out here, please. Help me, Andy, please, because I'm losing fucking will to live.
I mean, these guys in their positions, they need to be impartial. And the only impartial guy I see there is Adam Carroll, but he gets restricted access to. He wasn't allowed to interview Ben or Eubank. He thought he was going to. I'm sure I heard him say. I don't know where I've seen him. Might have been on his own channel. Has he got a channel of his own?
Yeah, he's
And he
got
said,
what it is. You see, they're all double dipping. They've got their own channels, and then they're getting Talksport gigs.
yeah,
So what they say on their own channels, not what they say on Talksport. You see where I'm coming from? So they're
yeah,
playing both sides, and I like the Gad as well. He's got his own channel. They all want to eat off my plate, don't they? They all want best of both
that's
worlds.
it.
That AD Alapido at DAZN in Talksport, he's his own YouTube channel. I don't agree with it personally.
No, I mean, conflict interest, you'd probably say.
There you go.
So, I mean, the guy, well, we know what he's like. He's no, he's like. He finally gathered up the courage to have an opinion, and that blew up in his face, didn't it, against Big Johnny Bosch? I think we covered that last time.
You didn't say
But
no now, dare he?
now Adam Carroll, he tries to speak out, but he gets his legs cut off, doesn't he? He can't get near the subjects to put his point across. Simon Jordan was the only one to voice any reason. I'm not necessarily a big fan of his, but he was the only voice of reason. Meanwhile, um, what do you call him? Jug Ears, Oliver, and Adam Smith, totally huge disappointment. They were just, it was like two giraffes with a giant ice cream in it. They were just lick, lick, lick. And how can they justify that Anthony Joshua deserves a world title shot, whether it be interim, temporary, or whatever they want to call it, when he's got to rebuild? Why is Caballel not getting the shot? Should be Caballel getting a shot at Parker, I would say. I mean, he's the most
He's the most
deserving.
deserving. He's undefeated, and he's took
Yeah.
Zhang out, hasn't he?
Fabio Wardley's more deserving than Anthony Joshua is.
Fabio
Um,
Wardley is going to fight Pooleth, they're saying, aren't they, at Portman Road, Ipswich? They're saying it's
I
in
thought
talks at Portman Road, aren't they, Ipswich Town Football Club?
I thought that initially, but now I've heard they're talking about him fighting an American. Now, could that be Jared Anderson? Now
Well, why
they're
would you need
saying
to
that
fight Jared Anderson when he's mandatory for WBA, isn't he? He's number one.
I'm not sure, but Bricktop said something about Moses Atumo's going to be it, but he wouldn't say who he's fighting. So I was wondering if they're sticking
They're
Pulev
going
in with
after
him.
Mike Tyson's record. You won't put it past them putting Parker and with Tomei, would you?
Yeah, I thought it's maybe Pulev they're going to put him in with because that was mooted at one point, way way back,
Pull
wasn't
for
it?
no,
But
a Toma.
yeah.
What, so they could have him beat Mike Tyson's record?
I don't think they're going to do that though. I don't think they've got time. Was it no the 21st of March that had to be done by?
That's the talks, though, isn't it? And they give 30
Hmm.
days, don't they?
Unless they're going maybe to beat Herbie Hyde's record as the youngest British heavyweight champion. What was he,
Well, this is how
22
I
then?
look at it, Andy,
22
right?
or 23 when he won?
They're doing what they can want now with them
Hmm.
rankings. Right? I've been in meetings where they lobby
Yeah,
rankings. I've seen it happen close up.
yeah.
I'm like, wow, is that how it happens? Well, I was shocked. And look, they're doing what they want. They're playing musical chairs. It's like that Benito nailed it with that comment that I put with Jerry. I spoke with Jerry today, and he said, "Could you imagine somebody getting to World Snooker final and say Barry Hearns? Something he didn't say Barry Hearns, but I'm gonna add my bit on. Say somebody said you're not going to play it final, it'd be Barry Hearns because you don't do many tickets, but the guy that you beat in the quarter final, he's going to take your place. It's like
Nah,
Joshua's been done, Annie, by Dubois.
big time, man.
Yeah, but we're going to give him title shot because he's going to fill Crucible out and you don't. So he's going to play
Yeah,
Jimmy White in final and not you. It's like that, isn't it? I mean, is this where we're fucking at here? Can people see how corrupt this is? Nobody's saying a word. And all these YouTubers all know. They'll all be sat at home thinking, well, I've got to go interview them lot tomorrow. God, how's Joshua going to get a title shot after that DeBar thing? But what am I going to ask? Don't you lot look in the fucking mirror when you get up in the morning? Yeah, you. You lot with access. You know. I'm over that. I'm over. I was over it years ago about my access, mainly because I ain't got the patience to kiss asses like them and run up and down the country. I'm happy doing this. Obviously, I do other things, don't I? But
yeah.
they should be ashamed. How on earth can he be entitled to a title shot? Where, Andy? Where? How? Where and how? What
No
the?
chance,
What are
no
we
chance.
doing here?
Who's
What are we doing here? What?
who's
What?
Who's going to buy into that? Who's going to buy? I mean, if you go back in history, when the great Joe Frazier got beat by George Foreman, he didn't get a title shot straight away again, did he? So
NABF or something, North American Boxing Federation. Even Ali had to go that route when Fraser beat him, didn't he?
yeah,
And he had to
didn't get
wait it
straight
out.
shot.
Ali, what biggest name in sport, he had to wait it out from 71 till beginning of 71 March till well, it November 74 before he got his hands on Foreman. Ali had to wait nearly 4 years, didn't he? 3 year, 3 year, 8 months. Muhammad Ali had to
Uh,
wait, and he was the biggest
yeah,
name. So,
yeah.
and he only won champion in them days. So, what are they doing? How? What?
It's just a mistake, isn't it? It's just that nobody can take that seriously, surely. And all this
Checking
crap they're
what?
coming out with. Oh, but he's so commercially viable. I'm not giving a monkeys if who's commercially viable. If you've been flogged, you're not getting a world title shot straight away. That's just ridiculous. I don't care how
So
big a name he is. That's irrelevant to me. You've got to be. It's got to be earned.
it's an absolute shit feast.
Hmm, shocking. There's
Bean
no.
Super Bean used to be head of Sky Sports, right? And he's hanging out the back of anybody who will have him now. Hanging around at
Yeah, I
that
mean,
show. Oh, what you know? I'm just waiting to say goodbye to George Warren, son of Bricktop, the son. Is that where he's at now? Is that how far he's down pecking order? Ex-head of Sky. I'm just hanging around to say goodbye to George Warren. An hour later, he's still there. What are these people? The freakos, aren't they? Andy, they're not normal people, are they? They are absolute freakos.
if they call themselves
Freakos.
true boxing people, which what they should be, because of what they've done and where they've worked and whatnot, and Spencer Oliver's been a boxer, to come out with all that guff, it's just cringeworthy. It's just like
Spencer
pure
Oliver with his
fanboy.
free hair transplant. Ponce to free hair transplant, didn't you? But you know what? Do you know why I'm not keen on him, Spencer Oliver? Hey, Jug ears. You know, don't you? When you were going on about Jake Paul this and Jake Paul that, blah, 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 don't forget, you were involved in the first one. Do you remember the Joe Weller one? When him and his ginger mate from EastEnders split a big lump of dough, didn't they? He were going around all the platforms. They got it on Sky, didn't they? And all that, remember?
Jake, somebody in it. Jake, I forget his name, man.
But it was Joe
Uh,
Weller and some other tool. I don't think it was Jake Paul. Anyway,
no, the boy played.
either way, he was involved, wasn't he? Wasn't you? You admitted it, didn't you, on Talksport? You were one of them first ones because you wanted to line your own pockets, and then 5, 6 years down the line, you have a bit of a dig at it, don't you? But you were the one, weren't you? You, you,
Misfit pioneer.
like Bricktop with Andrew Flintoff.
Oh,
You
aye,
got
aye.
McGuigan's to train him. But I'm
He
not
could
bothered
have done
about
that,
that
did it?
one. You, jug ears, you. Eh? You say one thing and do another. Could you imagine these as your co-accused in Crown Court? Could you imagine it? Everybody trying to save themselves. Could you imagine? You know, like that guy on Titanic who jumps in boat. Billy Zane plays character, doesn't he? That guy from England. He jumps in boat, doesn't he? Makes out is related to that. That's him, isn't it? That's Jug Ears Oliver,
Nah.
isn't it? Isn't that you, Jug Ears? How can you be trusted? Eh? How
Couldn't
can
send him
you
out.
say anything about the sport when you did that? Yeah, we know you got injured in ring, and but you got injured because you did weight wrong, didn't you? You're fighting at wrong weight, and it's sad. And I was devastated for him when that happened. But I'm fed up of hearing about Joshua Parker off these lot, or they're hanging out the back of Joshua because he's Finchley, isn't he? Joshua's Finchley, so they have to go into bat for the mates, don't they? And they have to go into bat for Eddie Hills, because they need access. And this is
Does
where
that
it's
mean?
at. This is where the sport's at, Andy. Now you've got
Does
shit
that mean?
lottery.
Does that mean Fabio Wardley should get some folk for Ipswich to come and be Talksport presenters to fight his corner? Should everybody have presenters that fight their corner? It's absolute joke, isn't it?
I'm disappointed with Super Bean. You know,
Yeah.
the cancer beater, Super Bean. He's like Superman. But we don't call
Yeah, I
him
mean,
Bean no more in our house. It's Super Bean. with his super stories. Hey, Fantasy Island stories. He's like Big John Fury under the know on Hard Road and Big Joe Egan. Me, Mike, and Cuss eating meatloaf in the Catskills with Kevin Rooney, prepared by Camille, Cuss's wife. Great times, Mike. Great times. Oh man, I don't know, man. Listen, if you're giving Mike Tyson 40 grand to come over to Birmingham and do an evening with Mike Tyson, he'll see anything. He'll go to bed with an anaconda. See where I'm coming from? Yeah. Say oh for money. Mike Tyson's biggest brass in boxing, mate. I mean, what wasn't he on the stage? He's telling the same old stories. It's a load of knackers. He was finished in 1989 in
Yeah.
camp for Douglas, who iced him in 90 February. Now, and he's still
Yeah.
dining out off his name, going 20 million. And that's what Joshua's doing now. He's dining out on past achievement. And you heard Adam Smith say he slipped up, didn't he? He went, well, it's what if he's getting the shot. You know, look what he's achieved in the sport. Well, so what? Look what Larry Holmes achieved. They're not getting him a title shot. He had
No.
20 defences, more than Joshua,
Yeah.
more than double. So
Yeah.
why is
Big
Larry
time.
Holmes getting a shot if Joshua's going to get a shot? That's how I look at it.
Yeah. It's nah, it's a joke, eh? It's an absolute joke. Um, what do you think of Eddie Hill's £1 million bet? Or was he taunting Eubank with £1 million bet?
Yeah, they're going to say hope to sell it, aren't they? Look, if you go onto the website, I've told you the 38,000 tickets. So what's it? Old 60. Then they're going to put some on the floor, and they're going to 3,000, 4,000 on pitch. It's not sold out. They're not, who's going to pay 3,200 for a ringside? And cheapest ticket on there is 162 plus a booking fee.
Yeah,
What? What?
joke, eh?
What?
Who's going to pay
What?
that?
What do they think? What, to watch two people? One who won a British title 9 years ago and one who's never won a belt.
That's
What are they on?
that's crazy, yeah.
What
I
are
mean,
they? If it were Chris Smith against Connor Jones, nobody would be interested. They say, "Oh, we're not going to make it because of weight disparity." They're all turning their heads. And do you know the best thing about it is? He could get knocked about, Ben, in this. He could get knocked
I
about.
hope he does, huh?
Well, look at it
I hope.
like this, Andy, right? Let's go back in time. A world super middleweight champion at IBO, Eubank, yeah. So let's say,
Yeah.
would you put Kell Brook in with Carl Froch?
Would
What
you?
would happen
No.
if you'd have put Carl Froch in with Kell Brook?
Nah. Yeah, a massacre.
Well, you boil Froch down £8, and he could have done it if he'd
Nah.
have wanted to. He could have done, but he would have lost skeleton and muscle. So
Yeah.
you boil him down £8, and Kell Brook fought Golovkin at 160. So you beef Kell Brook up to 160. So you get Froch and Kell Brook. What would have happened? Yeah, they've sparred loads of rounds, but eventually, once you get by round 6 and round 7, you're going to start knocking him about, Carl, and
Nah.
and,
Yeah.
and it'd be saying me that, and everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Crusher knows. Tony Sims will be there with towel like that, ready to throw
Yeah.
it, just like Flex. Every time Kell Brook got cracked off Golovkin, he already had towel in his hand, didn't he, Flex? You remember?
Mm.
He had the towel in his hand all the way through.
Yeah.
So, oh, don't worry, Kell. You've still got your IBF 147 belt. But they'll be saying, Connor, don't worry, Connor. If you get beat, we'll bring you back. But he ain't got no belt to come back to. But he ain't bothered. They'll try and create a bit of controversy and they'll give another bite out at Cherry. That's what this is about. I'm not having it that egg's genuine. We're all in on it, mate. They're just struggling to sell this all week, all month, sorry.
If he gets flogged, he can come back and fight for an area belt, welterweight.
Fight for an area.
He's nothing fought for an area belt, is he?
You know what?
He hot.
Do you know Gary Sykes, if he were in his prime? And they'd have put
Yeah.
and Gary had gone to welterweight, right? And obviously he weren't a welterweight, was he? But
Yeah.
Gary Sykes would have flogged Conor Ben inside 4 rounds.
Yeah.
But
Smashed
he
him.
wouldn't have been able to stay with him because he would have put that much pressure on him. With that many punches coming at you, 125, 130 punches around coming at you, he wouldn't have been able to cope with that. He would
They
have
thought he was surrounded.
he would have smashed him to pieces. He would have wrote Conor Ben off. And I tell you what, I'd be that confident Gary Sykes could have done him at super feather, and he could have come in at welter, and he would have knocked him about. He
Yeah,
would have put hands on him, mate. Because
yeah,
that's the golfing class.
yeah.
Nothing against
Quite
Conor
well
Ben,
said.
but he come from nowhere with free kick. He started off. Caldwell said it, didn't he? Bombay Dave, you said it, didn't you? But you tried to tiptoe around it. Bombay Dave, Mr. David Caldwell. Not my cup of tea, but he more or less called it. He said, "Oh well, he started off in his career and he didn't have any power, and then all of a sudden he's knocking guys out. You know, how he talk. He's knocking guys out. No, no, he was knocking guys out. Tony, no, no, he was knocking guys out. And then when he stepped up
And
to
he's
154, couldn't knock guys out because
the other duster man again.
he couldn't take his spinach.
Yeah,
Everybody knows what went on. It's just like his father that Eubank alluded to. Like father,
yeah,
like son, meaning he collapsed on weight at drug test, didn't he, for McClellan fight, and he never took the test, did he?
yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about that though, do they? Only me.
Piers Morgan didn't want to talk about that, did he?
Piers Morgan
Piers
didn't want to
Morgan,
talk about it because he's his pal. His
his
dad got
team,
him on the show.
his team Connor Ben
His
T-shirt that
dad
he
went,
went
leave it
wearing.
to me, I'll have a word with Piers. Son. Yeah, my son. Yeah, he had a word with Piers Morgan and dug themselves in an hole, but they got their own way in the end, didn't they?
And he tried to get Piers Morgan to bully Eubank. Yeah, that didn't work. Eubank shut him up.
Listen, mate, I started talking about tennis. How can you compare boxing to tennis for drug cheats? They're hitting a tennis ball, they're not getting punched in head or punching people in head.
Yeah,
What are they on? Piers Morgan should be embarrassed. He
that was
should
the
be
only time
embarrassed.
he
What a
almost.
shithouse he is. What a shithouse you
Oh,
are, Piers Morgan.
he's an asshole.
Do you remember
Yeah,
what he did at News at World when they exposed him, Piers Morgan? Remember what he did with them troops and all that? And he lost his job, didn't he, at Daily Mirror? Do you remember?
he.
People forget about that, don't they?
The only thing I liked what he did, he spoke up against the Iraq War. That's the only thing I've ever seen. But he's somebody that jumps on a narrative to try and promote himself. I
Yeah, that's
think.
all it is, mate. That's all it is.
You
That
ever
is.
watch? You ever watch George Galloway? He's quite good at tearing Piers Morgan a new one.
Well, do you
Quite
know
like George.
Piers Morgan? If ever I meet him, I'll just lob a drink on him. Yeah, that's my party piece. Whoosh. In jail, I used to go whoosh, give people a quick sauna with a bag of sugar. Him, whoosh, Stella Artois with lime, lager and lime.
Pint,
Whoosh.
pint of Guinness.
You shit out. And do you know when Jeremy Clarkson stuck it on him on that, what it Concord?
Good on him,
Yeah.
eh?
Old Jezza from Berg Wallace in Doncaster went, oh, stuck it straight on him on Concord. Go on, lad. Pop, pop, bang on that one.
Probably the best right hook in the world.
Yeah. Not as funny as there's the power, there's the respect. Welcome to the Blue Ribbon Division. Oh, when he sat next to Matthew Macklin and he went, are you ready for AJ Liftoff, Matt? AJ Liftoff. What is that? Is he open for some? You know what's he doing? AJ Liftoff. What does that mean? Super Bean. Hey,
You
what's this
remember
job
that?
you're doing after Sky, Super Bean? What did you say? I'm leaving Sky to try other things that other than boxing. You're still in boxing, talking about it, but you're still the same Super Bean. In fact, you're
It was
not
big.
being a Super Bean.
It was a big AJ
He's
lick
a big
fest until
AJ liquor, isn't he? Did
until
Simon Jordan call Juggy as a liquor or it's Super
colour.
Bean?
Remember when Andy Ruiz said about Big Meech and they were all out their seats? What's happening? This wasn't on the script. When Joshua was getting bounced off the
Exactly, man. When he
canvas.
got flogged by a fat man.
And then, the night before that, I remember I'm interviewing Big Meech, and have you got a message for the fans, Anthony? And he says, don't worry, guys, I won't keep you up late. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. He's totally underestimated Reeves. Just because he's a wee fat man doesn't mean he can't fight. He's fighting since he was 6 years old.
Listen, mate, do you know what it is, with him, right? He keeps calling Turkey His Excellency, doesn't he, Bean? Did you see in that interview? Do you know when they keep calling him that? It shows. He's like Big Mal. Did you see Big Mal on Boxing King Media's last interview?
Never seen it.
His Excellency, His Excellency. He reminded me when he used to big Daniel Kinahan up all the time.
Please,
You know
sir,
what
can
I
I
mean?
have
What
some
about
more?
when he were bigging When he were bigging Eddie Hills up? Eddie Hills, Hills. And then once he said that Oscar Rivers failed the dope test, Eddie Hills got rid of you, didn't he, at Sky? Got rid of Big Malk. Big Malk
Aye,
shot his centre foot, didn't he, there? Well,
aye.
I noticed that all of a sudden he flip flops, doesn't he? Do you remember when Big Malk used to stick it to Frank Warren? And then he's tried to get back in with them, hasn't he? What Big Top's got a long memory, you know, though. That's why
He's got
Bombay Dave won't get much out then. Because they
Big
all
Top's like an
and
elephant.
Super Bean, because for years, Super Bean, Bombay Dave, Big Malk, oh yeah, all of them. They all had the knee on Brick Top's neck, didn't they? You remember?
Aye.
Super Bean and Eddie Hills did mainly, but all the rest of them, they all knew to flock. The Sky Gravy Train, Big Malk, and all the rest of them, and they know who they are. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Well, old Bricktop's got a long, long memory, hasn't
He's got an elephant.
he? Quite rightly so. Quite rightly so. Because they nearly finished him off and made him ill, didn't they? All of them. So they'll have a big memory, whereas me, I've just stayed the same from day one on here. Fair enough. Me and Big Ron were never going to get on once I started opening up a little bit on here. He was like, "Oh, what have we done now? Before every day." So right him wrong all, but listen, I had a little look at what it were about, and it's a corrupt
Can't,
sport. It's a corrupt sport, Andy. That's the bottom
can't
line.
argue with the truth, though. Eh?
Well, there you go. Because you know what? That's what we are on here. We're truthers. We just tell
That's what I
the
said to
truth.
our
You're in
boys
the
in the
script,
commission.
mate. When you tell the truth.
You've got all the different people in the commission that come on. They're all brilliant in their own way. And the one
Every
thing that's
single one
important,
of them who comes in and gives the time. They're all top kids. And
and the one
Cameron,
thing,
just to mention this, Cameron's got, Cameron, who Kevin employed when I started up at the studio. Cameron's got a big Saudi contract, for tech stuff and all that. And we're altering
yeah.
the website. We're going to make some changes to that website and put some new faces on. So that's good, isn't it? But yeah, the commission lads are all right, aren't they? And it took some time to build it up. They're all decent kids. They all have different opinions. Some people say, so and so agrees. Not everybody agrees. I mean, all the time.
The
James
one,
likes me to roast him because he wants to win the 100 quid, so I don't mind tearing him apart. He is a dick in his wheelchair, though, and he lets have it right. But it's rematch. Oh, you well, James. I love you, really. He's all right, James, isn't he? A
he's
bit
a
of a
good lad.
womanizer is our James, you know.
A ladies' man.
He's a
The one
better.
thing they've all got in common, though, the truth runs right down through the middle of the channel. Eh?
Yeah,
That's the
listen,
one.
mate. Do you know what, Andy? How long you been coming on here? For a year?
Must be approaching that anyway. Eh?
Yeah. And we've had a lot. Wait, do you remember that guy who ended up getting on by accident? What was it now? I forgot. That troll. Do you remember it when there were three of us on interview? We were only
Leather
that
jacket,
bit.
leather jacket.
Do you remember when
He's
there were
only been-
three of us on here last year, right?
Ah,
I thought, who's the other guy? I thought you had two screens. I thought, who's
no,
that?
I thought, well, I came on at first, he was there, and I thought, oh, you must have invited
And they started
somebody else.
abusing me, and I thought, what is the troll on here?
He had a scarf over his face, remember? And he was going, leather jacket, leather jacket. And he sat on with
Yeah.
fucking hobnob biscuits.
Do you know what? It shocked me that, but I was like out my brains. I don't know what I'd done. I said link. I probably got it wrong, or I didn't have my glasses on, or my eyes going, and I ended up with a real life troll on here. It was right odd,
Real
wasn't it?
troll, eh?
Right spooky, but odd, wasn't it?
A real troll on the hook. Eh? Whoa!
And the best thing about it is, listen. I sent links right to an handful of them other day, and not one of them clicked on. Not one of them clicked on. So they have to have the opportunity. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
I had a guy comment on my comment on one of my videos. You know the one I done with Michael Parkinson intro
Oh
music
yeah,
and that, eh? Because I was saying Piers Morgan's a pound shop Parkinson, eh? Couldn't waste Parkinson's boots. Parkinson was another good Yorkshireman, wasn't
yeah,
he?
from
And
Barnsley. He played cricket with
Barnsley,
Jeff Boycott. He played in
Barnsley.
the same league. Is it the Parkside League? He played cricket. I think he played for Barnsley Town as well. Cricket. And Jeff Boycott's from Fitzwilliam, which is hop, skip, and a jump from Barnsley. But yeah, Mike Parkinson, he played cricket with Jeff Boycott and Dickie Bird, the umpire.
Oh, aye, aye.
They all played in the same league, didn't they? So,
So this guy commented on there because I was obviously roasting Conor Ben about all the drugs issues and that,
oh,
and more so to do with his behaviour, I suppose. There's plenty because there's loads of folk failed drug tests, but you go, oh, you wouldn't ask Porky about Huey Fury or any of that because Peter's his mate
you
and all
failed
that
the
stuff.
dope test, didn't he? Yeah. Well,
Aye,
apparently he got a 2 year backdated ban, but they
aye,
say he got a 2 year ban, but he's never really been out to at that period of time. He fought in middle, didn't he? But so did Tyson,
mm,
didn't he? After the Hamer fight, because they
aye,
said he tested dirty, then didn't they? Fernando long, or not, whatever it were, Wild Boar or something.
aye.
So
I
yeah,
didn't
he did,
couldn't read
yeah,
into
he
that.
did, yeah. I've mentioned it on here, but
That's what I said. I said I've heard you mention that before, and I said to him, why don't you know send Russ an email? I says you'd be welcome on there. I says you'd be welcome on.
come
You can
on,
go
I'll
on and
tell them
speak
all.
to
Come
him.
on. Any
Yeah.
trolls who want to come on, and just email me, porkycorn@mail.com. I want to see what you look like.
He calls himself Adi Oladipo, but it's a different spelling to the other
Oh,
guy, so it could be a
oh.
fake Adi Oladipo.
Because they think it's like that. Always Eddie Hearn took piss out of one of them, didn't he? And he goes, "Oh, this guy we're trolling Eddie Hearn or something," and he was calling himself Mike Costello. And he had about 7 subscribers, and Eddie said, "You've got up this morning and decided today I'm going to set an account up, a fake account, and I'm going to call myself Mike Costello." You know what I mean? Because half of them are acting out the fantasies. And this is where social media slips up. They should make everybody pay £1 a year, right? £1 a year to use each platform.
Yeah,
And you've got to put your proper name up, right?
yeah,
And if you don't put your proper name up, they've got your bank details. So if you get violent or you start abusing people, well, it's from your account, innit? And then they should
yeah.
do. You know what I mean? Because we can't,
Traceability,
I
yeah,
can't retaliate on here because we lose our license. You know what I mean? There's too much
yeah,
money going to this channel over years for me to be firing back. So Cameron just removes any nonsense straight away.
yeah.
I'm messing about straight away. I'm time out. There's only so many hours in there. This is why I have to do these at night now most of the time. Okay, I think that's about it. Really, we've covered everything. It's a shit feat. It's a shit fight that for fans. If it's not Caballel and Parker, as much because they're the
Aye.
two deserving. Joshua should be nowhere near it. Adam Smith and Spencer Oliver, Juggies and Super Bean. You should be
Embarrassing, eh?
embarrassed, and I'm calling for Talksport to just take you like to kick you off. Just get you off at shoulder. Give other lads a chance because you're just going into bat for your mates, and it's not real journalism. That it's absolutely fucking embarrassing. The other point, Conor Ben and Eubank Jr. Now, for me, like I think it's just all a put up job to self out. So that's how I
Aye.
look at it. Eubank needs the money desperately, and so does Ben. They're begging with begging balls out, so they're going to milk their big moment because they're not going to get it again.
The only thing I like about it is Eubank Junior is putting it on all the promoters and other folk. I think he's probably winning himself a few fans with the
Do you
way
think?
he's behaving. I think so. That's just the feeling I get. But Conor Ben's turning more folk. It's more folk want to see him get hammered. I think. I certainly want to see him get hammered. I don't want to see him get injured, but I want to see him humiliated. Maybe like bounced off the canvas about half a dozen times and then sent packing. That's him.
I don't want to see him hurt, but I want to see him knocked out or stopped or quitting at corner.
Ah,
You know, that's he doesn't
what?
deserve to get another payday like that. And Eubank shouldn't really be getting him a payday, but he's got nowhere else to go, has he? Because he's been licked by
Yeah.
Liam Smith, and he's a bit fragile now, and he's on downside, isn't he? 35.
Ah,
So
yeah.
okay,
He's past his best.
past his best, and other one's 30 next year. Crusher Ben is hardly next gen, is he?
No.
So okie dokie. Right, I'm off to bed
Okay,
now.
pal.
It's 11:15. I'm knackeroonied. We're up early.
Aye. I've got a few things to do yet, so I've
Okay,
got to
Andrew.
live up to
Andrew,
my
take
vampire
care.
reputation.
Hey?
Live up to my vampire reputation.
Yeah, what you're going to pour yourself a nice vodka?
No, tonight. No, it's a school night, so no
Oh,
vodka tonight. Just Coke Zero. I should be drinking water or something. I shouldn't be drinking junk like that.
keep you up that.
Be healthy.
All right. Take care, Andy. Cheers, mate.
Okay, mate. All the
Bye.
best.
Bye.
Cheers, Ross. Take care.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Don't forget to follow Andy's channel, Andy's Cavern, and Canada's boxing channel. My good pal Bob. All right. And follow all our other stuff and subscribe. Leave a comment as well. Let me know what you think. If you want to come on channel and you're a troll and you want to show your face, there you go, pokecorner@mail.com. I'm going to clean my teeth now. Bedtime.